So Denny, known you for a long time,
Yes.
but I was surprised to see you wearing a gi today. Why are you training gi classes? Did you finally join the white side?
No. So like, I don't mind training in the gi, but like I'll only put it on if I go to Jean Jacques. It's totally worth it to put it on to train with Jean Jacques. Or like if Kaio's training for like a match and he asks me to, of course I will, but I don't go out of my way to do it. I still love no gi. No gi's my thing, but every now and then I'll put it on for the hell of it, I put it on today, but you saw like I trained when we did the sparring, it was no gi. Right. So it's more out of like respect for Jean Jacques, like, you know what I mean? Right. And I just want to train with him. I don't care if it's gi, no gi. I want to train with him. Like, I can put in my head. I can easily put that aside, and like he's super cool. I went today. I have him training for my super fight, and I said, Jean Jacques, is it cool if I train if we do the sparring no gis? So
Right.
it's cool.
Actually, you bring up a good point in that you kind of had to wear the gi to join today's class.
Yeah.
And guys that do train both have so many more training options than the guys that only do one or the other.
Yes.
And there'd be some people that would say that you have to train in the gi to understand the art completely. Do you agree with that?
I don't. I know that that's the very common perspective that a lot of people have, but man, like I feel that you just have to train with people that know what they're doing, that they really know. Like for example, Eddie really knows jiu-jitsu. So when I started training like no-gi with him, when I first started training with him, yeah, I just felt like I was getting the real stuff. So as long as you're training with someone that knows what they're doing, I think you're good. That being said, if you talk to certain people, if it's not in the gi, it's not jiu-jitsu. That's their definition of jiu-jitsu. So, but with me, no, I don't believe so. I do believe that you should seek the highest level resources, though, and for me, it's kind of weird when you really think about it, because I'm kind of part of like something. Obviously, no gi's been around for a really long time, but I'm one of the first guys. I'm Eddie's first black belt, his first no gi black belt. So I'm one of the first dudes to really just take that route and go with it. And I've always seeked the highest level of information. And I think a lot of things translate, but there's definitely some things that don't. But basically my answer is no, I don't think you have to train in the gi to really learn jiu-jitsu. No, you don't. Look at I only have one black belt. I made him I think it took him about 4 or 5 years, whatever. That dude murders people on the mat. He could kill me, and it was just that I gave him the right knowledge, everything that I had, and I never held back, and I always like try to cut the fat off, like whatever my techniques are. Like if there's something that's not good for there, I'll cut it off. So I'm always trying to get to the highest level of knowledge and technique. I think when you pursue it that way, that's very important. Now also, what if you're a guy that wants to learn gi no gi, then obviously you have to train the gi. But if you just want to learn no gi jiu-jitsu and like no gi for MMA, I don't believe you need the gi. That being said, I really believe that you have to study with a source that knows no gi jiu-jitsu. They understand overhooks, they understand underhooks, they understand 2-on-1, they understand head control, they understand leg locks. And I also believe that they need to understand or have an idea of wrestling. And obviously like the distances. And now, there's not, like when you look at the whole world, there's a lot of good dudes, but there's not that many straight up specialists. They're still in development. We're still in that phase of where that's happening more. 10th Planet is a big part of that movement. That's a big part of our movement, so yeah, that's my answer. So it's not it's a bunch of things.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that, and I agree that you can have a very high level of jiu-jitsu without ever putting the gi on. My personal motivation is I want to know it all. I want to train in the gi, I want to train no gi, I want to train judo, I want to know all of that. Are you content being a specialist in just part of jiu-jitsu, the no gi part?
100%. 100%. I've always tried to be a specialist. Yes, that's a very good question. Yes, I've always wanted to be the no-gi specialist. I've always wanted that. I've never cared to be a gi world champion. Like, if I really wanted that, dude, I would have chased it. And I have all the resources to make that happen. I have all the resources. My master's master, Jean Jacques Machado. Jean Jacques, the highest level. And then back home, when I'm training in the Bay, I could train with Caio if I want gi. It's not my mission. That's not what I feel. I'm not against the gi though. If let's say, Jake, you came to me and you're like, Denny, I want to train gi, no gi, I want to do it all. I would say, Jake, you should do that. If you came to me and you're like, Denny, can you help me in my no gi? Yes, I can help you. Even some of the ideas that I would show you, they would translate over to your gi game. But I'm not the best guy to come to for the gi. That's not my specialty. Do I know it? The first 3 years of my training was in the gi, so I understand a lot of things. When I train in the kimono, I definitely feel like I'm a black belt in the gi. There's no question about that, without a doubt. If I wasn't on that level, my buddies that I train with, they wouldn't allow me to train and wear that. So I know I'm there, but that's not my interest. My interest always been no gi. It always made more sense for me, and it's very simple. It's very, very simple why I have this perspective. I just like it better for my own, just like how you're like, Denny, I want to train, I want to learn everything. It's the same thing for me. So I want to do what I want to do. Yeah. And it has nothing to do with anybody else. I'm not trying to sell anybody on my thing. I'm just going to tell you that I do what I do because I love what I do, and that's it.
I think that's the best answer possible. People talk about, you need the gi, you need the no gi, you need to do self-defense. If you're doing what you're happy with, then what's wrong with that?
And I'm getting good results too. That's another thing. If I wasn't getting good results, I would assess it. I would be like, okay, there's something missing. And I'm always assessing where I'm at because I know it's changing. Life changes every day, man, for me. Every day, every day. Every moment it's changing. It's changing right now. And I'm very aware of that. And, if it was something that I really felt like I had to do, I would do it. But that's not how I feel.